was the scene last night over Sault Ste. Marie as the Snowbirds gave us a wonderful show, a little bit late, as they were leaving to go to London International Airport? Good morning. This is First Local. I am Dan Gray, and I'm here with Jacob Moore. I know we're not the people we're not the people you normally see for this show here, and it was wonderful when I ran outside to see them flying around last night.
Oh, it was so cool
to see them. But I went to put my phone up and it was dead. So thank you again to the viewers who reached out by the dozens to me with their own videos. I was able to cut that compilation so we could open it up this morning with it.
Yeah, it was really cool. Actually, I saw them as well just as I was leaving work yesterday, and like, man, those things are cool.
And it's always nice to see an iconic, something like that that's so iconic to a country. They're 50 years of being the Snowbirds, doing that. So with that, and it was absolutely wonderful weather. I know we're looking at some wonderful weather again. Today we're going to have Craig give you a little bit of an update on said weather.
Thanks, guys, and welcome to the Boys Club, everyone. This is the Boys Club weather. Let's take a look at what we're looking like today. We're going to go to the radar shot, and the front that came through last night really didn't do anything. It kind of fizzled out just as I thought it would at 5 o'clock yesterday. It was just kind of thinning out. So we are going to see the winds pick up later on today as we see the influence of that cold front, but that's really about it. We're not going to see any showers. There is a possibility of one little pop-up shower developing around 4 p.m. today. Whether it hits the Soo or not is a big question. I don't think it will, but let's take a look at your 12-hour forecast. This is what your day is looking like. We are kind of foggy right now, especially in the hill area. We're seeing some pretty dense fog. That's going to lift in the next couple of hours, leaving us with partly sunny skies, which is a huge difference from the forecast originally, where we're going to see showers and thunderstorms most of our day, but we're not going to see those. But we will see our temperatures actually warm up to about 27 degrees later on today, and then they're going to start dipping as that cold front does its job, or at least trying to do its job, leaving us with some cooler temperatures for the next couple of days and some unsettled conditions moving in for the weekend. But we will show you all that coming up on the 3-day forecast in just a little bit. Right now, let's send it back to Dan and Jacob.
Thanks, Craig. We are back live here this morning. This is First Local. I'm Dan. This is Jacob. We are looking at good weather yesterday and the day before, which was wonderful for the Snowbirds.
Oh, definitely.
Captain Patrice Powis Clement is a local pilot. He is from St. Joe's Island. I was able to catch up with the thanks to the PR team for the Snowbirds. I was able to catch up with him yesterday for an interview, and we're going to run that now. Thanks for joining me today, Patrice. What's it like to fly Snowbirds for a living?
It's a lot of fun. Haven't been doing it that long, so only my first year, but every minute of it has been awesome.
And what do you look forward to most coming back to kind of like your home area?
I always think it's cool coming back and seeing things from the air. I flew out of this airport for a few years in Sault College, and it's a beautiful area. And coming back in the Tudor and flying around, getting to see all those sights again is really, really cool.
They go by a little bit faster than the college planes.
Yeah, you got to be looking out a little quicker. Yeah, for sure.
So, if you wanted to say something to people that may be considering this as a life choice, people from Sault College, etc., what would you encourage them to do?
Well, hard work is number one, and it doesn't matter if you want to fly with the Canadian Forces, fly in general, or just anything that you set out to do. Hard work is number one. If you focus on something, you can basically do whatever it is you want. Just be focused and have that drive to see something through.
And if you wanted to say anything to your friends, family, etc., for all the support, etc., what would it be?
Well, obviously, thanks for the support. It means a lot to see people from my hometown and home area support the Snowbirds, no matter where we go. Even today in the hotel, getting in the elevator to head downstairs, a stranger never met before said that the whole country is behind us, and that is really, really awesome to hear. When we have long days like we did yesterday, that's the kind of stuff that keeps us going.
Thank you for joining me today, Patrice.
Right on, thank you.
And it was wonderful for him to join us. They were coming across the country from Winnipeg. They went via Thunder Bay and then down into here. They had some maintenance issues and stuff. Now they're headed to London. Wow. They're doing a air show in London, weather permitted, Mr. Craig, for the weekend before they head off to their next event.
Now, though, with them going around, there's a specific reason they're doing that, right?
Yes. So last year they had Operation Inspiration, and actually that Inspiration operation, which is a tongue twister, ended last month when they finally got to Vancouver and BC, which is due to the plane crash in Kamloops last year. They had to end it. So this year has now just become an air show thing, and they're trying to hit as many cities. They always try to hit as many cities as possible when they're doing this stuff, just to kind of show themselves off and thank everybody for their support.
Awesome. Well, I have some pretty good news for some Sault Ste. Marie peeps.
Yeah, I heard.
Someone is a heck of a lot richer.
Not me.
You know what? Not me either. Although, we love our job so much, even if we won the $1 million, we'd still be here.
Exactly.
Just with a lot more coffee. But a Sault Ste. Marie couple's dream now became a reality as they just won the Lotto Max $1 million prize. The Lotto Max odds have shown in favor for Keith, Marshall, and Deborah in Sault Ste. Marie. The pair had the winning ticket for $1 million prize from June 4th, 2021. Debbie and Ken said they are regular people of the Lotto Max and they like the big prizes. The quote is, "I checked our ticket after seeing the news that someone won in the Sioux. While at the OLG Prize Center in Toronto to pick up her winnings, when I saw the big winner appear, I thought my heart was going to pop out of my chest. I checked it several times before calling Ken. Ken didn't believe the news and wanted to check it for himself. Ken said it was exhilarating and we've been excited about this. The OLG now is open for in-person claims if you win that big, $1 million. If you win $10, don't worry about going to Toronto for it. You might not be worth it with these gas prices, but if you win that $1 million, you get to go there, do your interview.
There's actually a set process, so when your big winner pops up on the screen, when you're checking it at the variety store, they have a set process for a certain amount. I believe it's above $200,000.
I believe so.
Where you have to go to Toronto and pick up a check.
You know what? Even with these gas prices, worth driving to Toronto to pick up a $200,000 check.
No doubt.
And that $1 million check, that literally is life-changing.
And something else, unfortunately, that's a little bit life-changing is a missing person. And I know you have something on a local missing person.
I do have something on a local missing person. So Sault Ste. Marie Service is requesting public assistance for a missing 28-year-old Brittany Sago. She is described as approximately 5'6", 165 to 180 pounds, with hazel eyes and light brown hair, usually styled in a ponytail. She was last seen in Sault Ste. Marie, but she has had no contact with her family since July 25th, 2021. And her social media has not been active since August 10th. Anyone with information on their whereabouts is urged to contact the Sault Ste. Marie Police at 705-949-6300. I'll repeat that number again. It is 705-949-6300.
And it's unfortunate that we seem to do these once
Often.
a week or so, that we have a missing person from Sault Ste. Marie. Frequently, they're being found.
Which is good.
That's good news. But in the same boat as that, we do encourage you, any crimes, and talking with Lincoln, both on and off the record, any crimes you see happen in Sault Ste. Marie, they ask you to please give them a call. They may not be able to get to them right away. They may not be, but it might fit something to a bigger picture they're trying to put together, whether it be other missing people, etc. I know they take a lot of social media flack that for what they can't and can't do when people call them, or what they seem to not be able to get to when people call them.
There's only so many people in the police force, right? It's not like in these larger cities. A smaller city, it's not as big of a force, so they can only do so much.
Well, yeah, and with that we have between 8 and 10 officers on a night shift, and it's just a lot of it comes down to priority calls take priority.
Oh, 100%.
And what people believe should be priority and what the police have to act on via the rules as priority is an issue. But things that are priority are our sponsors.
Definitely.
So I believe that at this point in time we should be headed over to a break.
First Local, supported by Maker North, 3D printing, laser cutting, 3D design, education, prototyping, and more. Maker North, whatever it takes. First Local, supported by Aug25 Family and Community Services. Be an alternative care parent. A child needs you.
First Local, supported by Northern Safety and Training, locally owned and operated. Get your DZ training for only $2,000, tax included. Call 705-987-8460 for more information. First Local, supported by Tenaris Algoma Tubes. Kickstart your career. Tenaris is rapidly growing in Sault Ste. Marie and looking for individuals interested in rewarding production and technician roles. If you are ready for a progressive career opportunity with benefits in advanced manufacturing, then please send your resume to resumes@tenaris.com. First Local, supported by the Canadian Bush Plain Heritage Centre, where adventure takes off.
Welcome back to First Local with myself and Dan Gray. A little bit of a change up today, but you know what? We don't have perms. We might not look as pretty, but we do have some pretty interesting news for you. Later on in the show, Craig will give you a full weather forecast. So I know everyone's waiting for that to see, are we going to get that rain towards the end of the week, or is it going to hold off? But Dan, I know you have a story about something to do with catalytic converters.
Yeah, I want to call them Cadillac converters, so I'm glad you said they're catalytic converters.
Wow.
Yeah, and on August 23rd, I was like more like the car. On August 23rd, members from the East Algoma Detachment of the OPP are responding to thefts of catalytic converters from cars that were parked overnight at Hilton Beach Marina and in the town of Hilton Beach. On August 10th, 2021, OPP members responded to the theft of a catalytic converter from an SUV in the carpool parking lot at Highway 17 and Highway 548 in the Tarbert Additional Township. So this is something that's happening not just out in the county, it is happening here in the city too. I know you had something you just told me a few minutes ago.
It is. It's happening at actually a lot of dealerships around in town. Like, what's happening is people are going in overnight, cutting the entire exhaust off, which is also damaging the brake lines and other parts of the vehicle. And dealerships, unfortunately, I don't feel are really coming forward as much as I think they need to. So we do plead as people in the media to either come to us, or as Dan said before, go talk to the Lincoln from the police and actually try to get this sorted out, because this has been a huge problem in this city for a long time. And the reason being, didn't mean to cut you off there, Dan, but the catalytic converters have this component in them. And if it's a stock one, they're worth big money. So like a catalytic converter out of that car, for a perfect example, I cut that off and scrap it, that's worth about $350 to $400.
Yeah.
That's why they're getting stolen, and their cars are getting very damaged after it. So I'd say if your catalytic converter was stolen, get your car looked at as well to make sure they didn't damage the brake lines or the fuel lines, or they cut the exhaust to the point where you could be getting poisoned from the exhaust fumes. So be careful on that one as well, because that's something that could be very dangerous.
And it's going to that, we have more crime that has been happening in the city, and you have a break and enter on us.
Well, I didn't do the break and enter.
Oh, come on.
Not me.
Oh, you didn't do it?
No, I'm sorry.
Okay, well,
but
you
I do have some info on it. On August 23rd, 2021, officers with patrol services charged 36-year-old Christopher Basson with a break and enter. Apologize if I screwed up the last name. Around 4 p.m., police received a call that the residents in a multi-unit building at the 300 block of Albert Street had been entered. The officers attended and began investigating the incident. Officers determined the residents had been entered sometime between August 20th and August 23rd. Property had been damaged and taken. The result of the investigation developed grounds to believe the accused had entered the residence. Just in a bit, he was arrested. He was charged with the break and enter, theft under $5,000, mischief under $5,000. He was released under the trafficking and scheduled for court on October 18th, 2021. Which I've noticed now pretty much all of the cases are being scheduled for October.
And if you're a little more serious, you get held. In this case, not so much.
Still, that's a lot of charges, though.
It's a lot of charges. And we are 15 minutes, and we forgot to mention this throughout the show, but we are 15 minutes into what's going to be a 30-minute show today. And Colette and Heidi are scheduled to be back here tomorrow morning for the full hour of First Local.
So no more Dan and I.
No, this is a one-off. This might be the only opportunity you guys get to watch. You might be watching something special.
Well, I mean, also, too, you get to see us every Friday. So I mean,
right, with the sports
there's
show
so
every
much
Friday.
excitement with you and I. If we overload the audience every day,
We'd be in
I
trouble.
think those were like, oh! Just be a bit too much.
Somebody who got a little bit overloaded is this individual who's now paying $14,000 a year for his insurance.
Wait.
Now,
$14,000 a year.
yeah, $14,000.
Is this Dom Toretto from the Fast and the Furious or something? Like, what's he doing?
He has an accident, 2 speeding tickets, 2 tickets for failing to produce his insurance slip. But he's saying it's absurd that it's skyrocketed to $14,000 a year. I know what happens if you get 1 collision or 1 speeding ticket.
Yeah.
I can imagine if this has been added over a year. A, how does he still have the points to drive? B, you got to be right down near the point level where you can't drive. So the argument here is he's saying it's over $1,000 a month for insurance. His truck payments, because it's finance plus gas, it's going to cost him $2,000 just to drive to work. He's a 26-year-old carpenter from Guelph, which is down by my hometown. He said he has 2 speeding tickets on his record, both for going 15 kilometers an hour over the limit. He's also received 2 fines for not having his pink insurance slip in his truck when he is pulled over. He said he was paying about $4,000 a year for insurance before, and
That's
now
so
it's
expensive.
$14,000. But this summer it's backed right. Yeah, he backed into another vehicle this summer and damaged it. He's in Guelph. He said if he stays in Guelph, his insurance will be $8,500. But he was planning to move to Mississauga, which is why it increased to $14,291.
Insurance in the GTA is a lot higher than other areas.
You're going off of, and here's the individual. We have a picture of him up on the screen. You're going off of a lot of issues here. Location based, even in Sault Ste. Marie, depending on where you live,
Yes.
your insurance can be changed. Whether you're downtown where there's a little more crime or other places, and house insurance, they've always done it by postal code. So,
And the problem is, too, when you have that many infractions, right? And the big question that I have when you're reading that to me, 15 over, is that 15 over in a 50, in an 80? Is it on the 401? Because let's say you're doing 115 on the 401.
you're not getting stopped.
Probably not. But like if you're doing 15 past a high school, 15 over, not 15 kilometers,
In a school
15
zone.
over in a school zone.
Or community safety zone.
Or a community safety zone, or that's when it's becoming a problem. And two, once you have at-fault accidents as well, it's just going to raise your rate. And it's also because too, when you get that many tickets, right?
Yeah.
Eventually, they're just like, okay, what are we not catching from you? And you get the demerit point system, and next thing you know, as you said, it's probably even found
they
it.
won't tell you that you're tagged in the system if you have that many tickets.
Oh,
but
you're-
I can't be.
you got
If
to.
you have that license plate scanner that goes by, you can
Boop,
almost
boop.
guarantee that it's popping up that this person's got whatever passed. We have some another bit of news here. The COVID cases. We have number 420 for Algoma came out yesterday, and it was considered, it's in Sault Ste. Marie and surrounding area. It's done through contact tracing. All close contacts have been notified from international travel. So we now have 12, I think it was 12 active cases right now that are part of our system.
One thing that's surprising, I don't know, maybe you do have this info, at least I'm not sure. Are these people vaccinated or are they unvaccinated? Is APH giving that information, or is that something that we're just hearing through the overall Ontario numbers,
Yeah.
and not so much the, don't know why I'm doing this, the local?
I've spoke with APH, and they are still doing due to patient privacy, they will not tell us Algoma-wise whether they are vaccinated, unvaccinated, etc.
I just know it's a question a lot of people are having when they're trying to determine if the vaccine is right for them. They're wondering if people, the majority of people getting it are.
The provincial numbers tell you that the unvaccinated people are still getting
the majority of the cases.
Now, hospitalizations, ICU are a little bit more equal. With that, though, on things that need to be equal is our paychecks.
And you know who helps pay our paychecks? Our sponsors. So stay there, drink your coffee. I'm going to hide the Tim Hortons because they're not a sponsor. And we will be right back right after this commercial break.
First Local, supported by Rick Mooney, sales representative for Street City Realty. Sold, the sign you want, Rick, the realtor you need.
Every day, people in crisis need someone to answer their call for help, to let them know they're not alone. Whenever people need someone, the Canadian Red Cross is there, on the phone lines and the front lines, around the world and here at home. But none of it would be possible without people just like you. No matter who you are, you have something to give. You can be that someone with the Canadian Red Cross. Learn more at redcross.ca/someone.
First Local, supported by Tammy Ovey. Are you looking for an agent who confidently knows the culture and community of Sault Ste. Marie? Call Tammy Ovey, 705-971-0171.
Rollers Bocce is now open, located downstairs at the Marconi. If you're new to bocce or love the game, Rollers is the place for you. Grab your friends and family and let the good times roll. Book your court today at rollersbocce.ca.
Family owned and operated, A.G. Quinnell Well Drilling has been serving Sault Ste. Marie and surrounding area since 1968. For a free estimate, call 705-779-3909. A.G. Quinnell Well Drilling, available for all your water needs. 1944, 2nd Line West, Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario. A.G. Quinnell Well Drilling. Call 705-779-3909 for a free estimate today.
Thank you to our wonderful sponsors for the show. We are now going to take a look at some wonderful weather with our weather specialist, Craig.
Thanks very much, guys. And just like I thought, that front that came through yesterday kind of fizzled out. We didn't really see any active weather along it, which is pretty much a normal. When fronts cross Lake Superior, they lose the energy, so it kind of fizzles out. Most of the energy falls to the south or to the north, and that's pretty much what happened last night. We'll take a look now at this radar, and really there's nothing to worry about. We do have some fog that's going to lift later on this morning and leave us with partly cloudy conditions, if not mainly sunny conditions for most of our day. And we're going to see the winds kick in later on today, giving us some fresher air. Today, 27 degrees is our high, 28 in Timmins and 28 in Sudbury, 23 a little cooler in Wawa. We'll take a look at the systems map for today. This is what we're looking for. So this is the cold front that is going to come in. It really is not a very strong cold front whatsoever. We are going to see a wind shift and temperatures dropping after that front pushes through, but only for a few days, and then we're going to start seeing those temperatures back up. So let's take a look now at the next 3 days. For today, we're going to lose the fog, stay partly cloudy, temperatures 27, going to feel closer to 32, 33. By late this afternoon, then those winds are going to kick in. 23 degrees for your day on Thursday, and then 17 degrees on Friday. We see another low pressure system coming in from the southwest and giving us some showers for Friday, lingering into our weekend with some cooler temperatures before we start seeing those temperatures build back up for next week. That is your weather for right now. We're going to send it right back to Dan and Jacob.
Thanks, Craig. And if you think we forgot about you, our wonderful viewers, you were wrong.
Hi, viewers.
We have a few comments to get through. Bradley Evoy said, "Good morning, everyone. Happy Hump Day." Margaret
Morning,
Craig
Brad.
said, "Good morning, all." Good morning, Margaret.
Morning.
Giselle, our wonderful individual in the backs.
Wonderful?
Better
Come on.
half. We're going to go with
Maybe
that.
she's wonderful, but the producer, Mike.
She said, "Good morning."
I'm kidding, Mike.
Aneki says, "Good morning, all. Happy Hump Day, guys."
Our international friend.
Yep. And then Chris Bridges, he had a little bit of something to give us today. "Good morning, everyone. Happy Hump Day and happy birthday to the late Sean Connery, who was born this day in 1930 in Edinburgh, Scotland. He was the first James Bond in the movie Dr. No." I can honest to God say I have never seen a James Bond. I've maybe seen bits and pieces.
Wait, then bring it back. You've never seen James Bond?
Nope.
Not a single one?
Not in my recollection.
Have you at least played the video games?
Nope.
Dan,
I haven't seen James Bond. I haven't seen Harry Potter. I haven't seen
Okay, I'm not a big
Lord
Harry Potter
of the
fan, but I have
Rings.
seen
haven't
it.
seen
I've seen
Star
Lord-
Trek or Star Wars or
Dan.
many of the
I'm waiting for Mike or Kevin just to literally kick the door down and be like, Dan, go home.
Linda Gloria Goulet said, "Good morning from North Bay." Good morning, everyone. Joseph Bertrand. Evelyn McColman said, morning everybody. And my dad in Fergus, wonderful Center Wellington, says good morning all from Fergus.
Awesome.
And that was our little social media run through. Thank you very much everybody for
and thanks for commenting. Thanks for watching.
For commenting. We ran into a bit of a contentious issue on our sports show there last week, and this seems to be a bit of a pile-on.
It's heating up more and more. So, number one now, now the Calgary Stampeders and the Calgary Flames, which is the Canadian Football League and the NHL, they have also now both announced that if you are not vaccinated, you cannot come into the arena. Now, or provide a negative test. Now, these negative tests cannot be an at-home test. Did they clarify what kind of test it can be? No, they did not. They just said that. Do we know what a proof of vaccine is? No, we do not. I've reached out to the Greyhounds as they made that announcement earlier this week, and they said they're not sure as of yet, and they're waiting to hear back from the OHL and the provincial government. So I've also reached out to the CHL, which is like one above the OHL, and I've also reached out to Lisa McLeod, who is the Minister of Sports and Tourism and 20 other thousand things. And I'm waiting to hear back from her as well. But I think a lot of people are wondering, what's proof?
I don't think we know that answer yet. And speaking to people that I've spoken to, some of our MPPs, some for Ross's office, etc., I don't think that what proof is coming out is not knowing. Like you said, the OHL's done it, Toronto's done it. The city of Sault Ste. Marie is considering doing it. For city
workers.
For all facilities.
Oh.
And that's gotten some fairly significant kickback on our social media. Mm-hmm. I am going to be working on a story for that today with some more explanation. I don't know. With some more explanation. I do have a note that this is going to be a concern for the whole year.
Yes.
I believe it. Like, you're just seeing Calgary do it. We know Edmonton's done it.
The Ottawa Red Blacks did it as well.
The Red Blacks have done it. It's going to be a matter of time until you see Saskatchewan and other people come in.
Saskatchewan's considering it. They're in that phase right now where they're having discussions with their government, because they said they don't want to release it until they have a plan on how they're going to execute it. Because getting back into Ottawa, so the Red Blacks want to do it. They have it set to start in mid-September. People ask the ownership, why not do it now? Their answer was kind of interesting. We have no idea how to enforce this.
Well, and I think that's going to be a problem too, because even now I get reports on occasion of individuals that are coming over the border from the States where you're supposed to have all these, that have made it a way that they can fake it.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can buy a fake ID. I'm sure they're going to be selling fake, whatever you want to call these things.
Yeah, it's a matter of where we're going. What else is going to be happening on our sports show on Friday? I'm kind of wondering, because I know I have no clue yet.
Another interesting thing that's going on, this is more about what's going on with the COVID situation. So the federal government has put out the statement that you need to be vaccinated to be on airplanes starting in the fall. The rumor has it from TSN that they are not going to be exempting charter flights. So this is going to really hurt any sports or concerts or anything like that. So basically, if you're on a private flight, even if you're the only one on the plane, you still need to be vaccinated. So we're going to be talking about that on the sports show as well, because that's another thing. It's going to be with the CFL, with only one team rumored to be over that 85% threshold, which is the Montreal Alouettes. I've heard the Toronto Argos are very close behind, but...
And with that, we've pretty much gone through our 30 minutes this morning. I do want to say thank you to the Snowbirds one more time. They were absolutely wonderful to work with through all the maintenance issues, through all the other issues.
100%.
And I know there was a special 3-year-old who wanted to say thank you too. There'll be more on that story later today. He was able to see some of his heroes as they were flying. According to his mother, and this will be brought out later, he left the airport saying, "Can we turn around and go see the Snowbirds again?" And when he got home, he said that was the best day ever.
Oh,
so this has been one
awesome.
of the coolest shows ever that I've done for a morning show. And thank you to our viewers for coming to watch us this morning. And we'll be back with Colette and Heidi tomorrow morning, and Craig and the whole normal crew. For Jacob and for myself, thank you for joining us.
Have a good morning.